The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. This is Jesse Heller, the Marketing Director at Fay Business Systems Group. You are tuned into our Sage Enterprise Intelligence webinar. Today we've got Doug Smith from Sage. He's going to be taking us through our presentation today. Doug's the Sage Enterprise Intelligence guru, so we're really excited to have Doug presenting with us today. Just go over to the next slide and just give you a quick peek at the agenda, what we're going to be doing today. Do a quick intro, and then Doug is going to take us through the Sage Intelligence use case and then kind of an overview and some success stories as well. So just on the next slide, most of you know who we are, Fabiusgee. We've been working with Sage for a long time. We are a Sage Gold partner and a Sugar CRM partner. We're based in Southern California, but we've got offices throughout the US, and our Sage team has over 25 years of experience. On the next slide, just a little recap of some of these Sage integration products that we've built, standalone add-ons for Sage, including our Sage Amex accounts payable integration, UPS and FedEx integration, and much more you can see on our website. We've also built a pretty cool Sage 100 integration with Sugar CRM. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Doug, and if there's any questions throughout today's presentation, I'll monitor those in the chat and get to those as they come in. All right, Doug, take it away.
Thank you very much, Jesse. As Jesse said, I'm Doug Smith. I'm the Business Intelligence Manager for the United States. For Sage. That covers both Sage Intelligence, which I believe Jesse, y'all had a webinar on that back in June with Sandra Smith.
Yes.
Okay, good. And Sandra and I talk almost every day. And it also covers Sage Enterprise Intelligence, which we're going to talk about today. Some of this information may be basic for you, but in terms of covering business intelligence, the business intelligence gamut, I need to cover all of it because we don't know how much everybody has. So when it comes to data in the year 2018, it is no longer getting or having data. Not only are they drowning in their own data today, Gartner estimates that the data is growing for individual companies at a rate of 54% per year. So if you think you have a lot of data today that you can't access, you can imagine how much you're going to have a year from now, a year after that, and a year after that. So it reminds me of a Tony Robbins saying that says, with the internet today, people are drowning in information, but they are starving for wisdom. And some of the companies that we work with work the same way. As you look at this slide again from Gartner's report from last year, almost half of the businesses that are in the small to mid-sized market, which is who Sage serves, and I assume that most of you guys are in as well, half of their decisions are based on inaccurate or incomplete data. I'm not going to read all the slides. The second one in the middle is the most important. They don't have the information available when they need it. You have data today from your financial systems. You have data from your inventory system, from your sales orders, from your customers' websites, from your own website, and industry-specific data that is available on the web. And not only are is there a lot of, it's not simple anymore. In the old days, we could say, I'm going to back that up. In the old days, we could say, what did the customer order last month? And what did the customer order this month last year? And those are great questions to ask, and you need to answer them, but it's not enough. And I'm going to share a story 2 days ago. My daughter and I walked into Target, full time, of course, and there was an entire aisle of spiral bound notebooks. And let's say they ordered 10,000 of them. I don't know what the number is. I made that up. But it was impressive. There were comic book superheroes. There were Disney princesses, Star Wars characters. Whatever your interest, you could get a spiral notebook with a cover on there. The change is that last year, Fulton County, here in Atlanta, where I live, went green. They are paperless. They issue the students now either a laptop or a tablet, no paper to turn in. So that is information. As we look at that second item there, 90% businesses don't always have information when they need it. The idea that Atlanta school systems went green for this school year was information that my target needed at least before they placed that order. And the stories continue. We could go on. We could go on forever. So, too many decisions. I talk to companies every week about their business intelligence, and I hear all the time that there's some person in their company that has all the specialized knowledge in terms of they know what to order, when to order, they do the maintenance on the equipment, they know which customers need this, and when they're going to need and why they're going to need it. And that's great as long as that one person, A, doesn't get hit by a bus, or B, doesn't fall out of the current knowledge. How many people on the phone today, there are a few of you here, that have decisions being made by the company based on that experience? They've been with the company for 10 years, for 15 years, and personal view of that is where the decisions come from. You don't have to raise your hand, that's okay. The truth is, a lot of companies operate that way. But with the enormous changes in technology that buyers have today and the way that people shop, assuming that at some level you're selling goods or services, those assumptions are dangerous for your survival moving forward. So this slide came from the same Gartner. I've referenced that Gartner survey 3 times now. It shows what companies can do with their ERP, their enterprise resource planning software, whether that's Sage 100 or Sage 300 or Acumatica, whatever it is. And you can look at these, but you can look at a couple of them. The very first one in the column is decision makers can drill down from summary data to transactional data, which an enhanced business intelligence solution will allow you to do. And these were companies that gave their responses, and it's more than double what they can accomplish when they have BI, enhanced BI, tied into their ERP. The second one is important today. The data is integrated with the extended enterprise. In the old days, there were 4 or 5 managers who had the information and nobody else had it, and everyone wanted to hold on to it. But the way that companies operate, it doesn't work that way anymore. So whether you are purchasing, and when the time comes, Sage Enterprise Intelligence, or you're purchasing another expanded business and solution, there are a couple things that need to be present. Now, there are a lot of things out there. SEI is not the solution for everyone. We understand that. But whether you're looking at our product or someone else's, you need a solution for your business intelligence opportunities. I talk to companies who they have one solution for their finance department. They have something else that they get data from their inventory. Their distribution channel runs off something else entirely, and their manufacturing is not connected to anything from or REMs or anything else. So you want one solution that works across the entire size of your organization. Rich pre-built is very important. We'll look at ones that are available with our products shortly. But you need to be able to, out of the box, utilize a solution. One of the challenges, which falls down into self-service, is that you can create a brand new report in SEI in moments. And when I say moments, I mean 2 or 3 minutes, you can create one. The days of needing to go to IT and asking them to create a new report and then waiting 3 or 4 months to get that report back it's just not necessary anymore. Any device, obviously on your computers at your office, but you might also want it on your mobile devices, on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad, whatever you have. And secure and ability to collaborate across the board is important. This is, let me try that one more time and one more time. There's a lot of layers on that slide. I think there we go. Okay, good. So SEI is a multi-source data access tool. See in the top left, for example, you may have Sage 100 or Sage 300 or what. Enterprise management, which used to be called X3, that you pull your data from, and there are lots of solutions that will do that. But you may also need to pull data from your legacy accounting system. Perhaps you have Salesforce.com and you need to pull out of that. Perhaps you have 5 other data sources you need to, as well as the web. You can run that sort of data in real time, and you can also use an OLAP cube, which is a data warehouse where, let's say that I pull information from 4 different data sources, but I only pull the information I want out of it, and then I do my search within that subgroup. It makes it much faster, much easier to go through. All right. An important piece for any business intelligence solution is the connectors that they have. I want to reach out and pull information from all these different data sources that I mentioned a moment ago. You need to be able to access them. And so connectors are as you move across the venue of different software solutions. These are all connectors that we have. And updates to SEI. SEI is being improved, whether it is Consol 500 and X3 data last year, which was a big deal for our enterprise management group of customers. Our Sage 300 models, they're constantly building new templates onto the current offering with SEI. And I am not going to read this entire list of items for you, but the solution, the SEI, and whether you, again, whether someone else's, you need to purchase a solution that will not serve you for 3 years. While the software is very manageable, is priced very affordable, it doesn't want to buy a new one every 3 or 4 years for your business. So it will certainly grow with your business. On the second line is something important, and that is decision making based on real-time information. You can run SEI every 5. You can have it update across enterprise every 5 minutes if you want to. Your inventory is always accurate. Your sales orders are always accurate. They weren't accurate Monday morning when the report and the Excel spreadsheet was generated and sent out to all the employees that are related to that. It can be updated momentarily if that's what you want to do. And obviously, it needs to be able to integrate with your Sage ERP. So running a 2018 is easier when everybody gets the information that they need, okay? The CEO is not going to want the information that the sales manager is going to want. And so each of the different departments can build the reports that they want. There's a slide in just a minute that shows the pre-built templates we have for different departments. One of the things that we have found in the last year has become very a big focus of our customers is their marketing departments. And what we found is that a lot of times, and I don't know specifically which industry everybody on the phone is, although I'm happy to talk to you individually if you'd like to. They run a report at the end of the quarter to see what's sold, and it takes the phone conversation I was on yesterday, interestingly, it takes them about 45 days to get that report from the IT department, and then they place orders based on what's trending. Takes them, a few weeks to get them in, and then they get them on the shelves. The challenge for that, which is just one example of 1,000, is that they are now putting something on the shelf that was trending 6 months before. With an enhanced business intelligence solution, you can know what has been trending for 30 days, and you can know what has been trending for the last 7 days. About a year or year and a half years ago, those the spinners came out. Remember, all the kids had them and they spun them, and my daughter had 12 of them. And one of the companies we talked to a few months ago, and they said by the time they realized it was popular and them to get them on the shelves, literally it was waning. They were no longer popular. It was an example we talk about a lot because you need to know what's today and last week and last month, not what was happening 6 months ago. Obviously, that won't help you if you're in retail. And there's a line and a summer line; those things will change automatically. But if you do sell things that trend across, then that is it's important. My boss talks a lot about the penalties of assumptions, and that in today's business environment, running your business processes based on assumptions, a poor business process, and it leads to waste and unnecessary capital expense. Again, reasons people go to business intelligence is simply because they need accurate data, accurate information of what's happening today. In order to get that sort of insight that the last slide talked about, these are the 4 steps that we talk about, and it all begins with the data that you get from business intelligence. What is happening? What is currently going on? What happened last week, last month, last quarter, whatever, compared to last year? And that enables you to sit down with the people involved and say, hey, why? Why is what we're seeing taking? What can happen if this continues? Are we prepared for this? Is the company structured for these sorts of? And ultimately, your team gets to decide what's the best path to move forward. But without the data to know what's going on today and recently, then it's hard for you to be able to make those decisions. These are some of the reports, again, referencing back to the last, that you can get or that come out of the box with Sage Intelligence for you to be able to drive the data. You see there's a number of, and here are some more. All of these are standard out of the box reports that we generate that you can start using, day one if you want to. So, and SEI is not just about generating numbers and on an Excel spreadsheet. One of the strong points of SEI are the dashboards that we generate. And the dashboard here in the bottom left, as you those are 6 different reports, 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top and 2 on the bottom. And the one to the right also is 7 different reports, and then you load the dashboard as you want them. You pull the reports you want to show on your dashboard yourself, and it literally takes seconds to do that. You don't like black and orange? Great, do white and blue. If you're a Florida fan, I don't know why you would be, then you want blue and orange, I guess. An Alabama fan, crimson and white, whatever it is. So whatever colors and charts you want, whatever sorts of reporting you want, you can see them. The bottom left you see is more chart oriented, and to the right you've got a variance of the same information. So it is it's very malleable. You can edit it as much as you want. So when you hear companies talk about mobile access to enterprise, to business intelligence, one of the things you want to ensure is not just that you can see it, but that you can work on your mobile device. So let's say that you have a salesperson who's in the field. He wants to access all the history of the customer that he's about to go in and see. He can pull that up. The customer can ask him a question. He can report, edit it right in front of the customer, sitting at his desk, the iPad around or the tablet around, and show him. You have operations and technicians in the field. They can enter that information and look and see what is happening for what they're doing immediately. Now, in the old days, if any of y'all are as old as I am, we would, when I was back in sales in the field, reports on Monday for all we were going to see that week, and we'd put them in a file. We had a little mobile file, a little carton in the back of our car, and we would pull out the manila folders for that company before we walked in. We would glance through it, walk in the door, and make the sales call. And that was very effective. But you have to remember, if I'm calling on an account on Thursday, printed all that stuff Monday morning, that information is now forwarded. Maybe that doesn't matter, but it does matter, and maybe it allows you to know real time what's going on with your customer. We had a customer about 6 months ago, and they have their service technicians utilize them, and they enter on their they have tablets, and the operational manager was talking to me and said he was willing to enter that he was replacing a part, and realized, based off of the reporting that was there from him, that he'd replaced the part 3 times that year already. But because he sees hundreds of these in the facility, he doesn't remember. So they obviously shut the machine down and went and looked, and they said it was on the verge of it, and the machine was like a $20,000 machine. It was going to cost them if they had to replace the machine. They were thrilled to death with the solution, simply because it solved that particular problem. We talked about dashboards earlier in different departments. So we surveyed a number of our customers, a large group of them actually. We talked to the presidents, the CFOs, the marketing people, the sales people, to see what was important for them to see on a daily basis. And while you can still edit all the out, you don't have to begin from scratch. So there's a dashboard that comes up that is what most of the CFOs believe that they want to see on a daily basis. There's a dashboard for the CEOs or the presidents of the company, so that when you begin to utilize SCI, the moment you take it out of the box and start to use it, people can begin to see real value in the solution. The truth is that technology is here to stay. You don't have to use it. My parents didn't know what an emoji was ago, and now they emoji my granddaughter every day. So whether we said when they found out what they were, they said, "Oh, we'll never use these things." And now my dad sends out a poop emoji whenever my daughter does something like. So we don't have to like it, but this is the wave of the future. This is the way the businesses are going to continue to be run. I'm not going to read the slides of our success stories. You can glance at them, but we do want you to know that the data can't hide. When you're utilizing a solution like this, it's fast, and we leave this slide in because 20 company balance sheet showing 5 million transactions under 2 minutes is an impressive feat, no matter what your solution is. So we are happy about it. I talk to companies every week, and invariably someone will tell me, we really don't need business intelligence in our industry. And that may be exactly on track. Typically, what I find is that they don't know what to do with the data, or they don't know how to generate data that helps them. This is a list of different entities that have been using business intelligence for years. Of course, all of us know banking. They've been basing your credit score on business intelligence solutions for decades. We have a hospital now that they schedule their operating rooms based on CI, because what they have found was that they have different residents throughout the year, and they were losing money, or at least from their projections, money on their operating revenue, and they couldn't figure out operating room revenue, and they couldn't figure out why. And what they came to find out was that different groups of doctors operate in different times. Have, I don't know what surgery, but doing a kidney stone. Then it takes 45 minutes to do that operation. No, it took the last group of doctors 45 minutes to do that operation. For the last month and a half, it's taking them 37 minutes. So they are rescheduling their operating rooms based off the amount of time it's currently taking them. And while that seems like a small difference, the hospital says it's about 11% increase in revenue in their operating rooms simply because of that one change. So, and you all use the company that are on the screen, so you know how they're doing their processes these days. Don't worry, we're almost done. This is just some new points in SCI. We've lowered the price. Last year we had lowered the price relatively significant, a 40% price decrease, simply because we wanted to open the markets up more. And it's concurrent users. You don't have to buy an assigned. Mary's got her own login ID. John's got his own login ID, and nobody can use it. It's just simply concurrent users. Free users, any 3 people in the company can be using it at any time. You can see now the entry point to get into Sage Enterprise is very low. $2,000 will get you in. It's not typical that you would come in that low, but you certainly can. You see the small, medium-sized deals and large deals, and we have $100,000 deals, but those are very large companies that have workforce, and they want everybody to have access to it. So see the price to get in, and those are it's much lower than it used to be. So included, if you want to start with SCI, you have the solution itself, the software. You have installation that would be provided to you from your partner, and then some training. And the training is very simple. It's for administrative. Whoever's got the administrative rights, 1 day for users. It's really about a half a day, and that includes everything from modules that you might have. All right, let's see, Jesse, if we have any questions about business intelligence in general or SCI more specifically.
Yeah, thanks, Doug. There was a question just on the implementation time frame, just on your previous slide. Like what's a typical time expected to get up and running, including the training as well?
Probably to get it on the schedule to get it installed would be then a couple of weeks out. And then the training, the installation is, everything would be done in less than a couple of weeks. It depends, and it generally depends on how much customization you want to do. There's not very much that needs to be done. Invariably, if you say, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? Way we forgot to ask, can you do this? All those things can be done. So it's it's just a few days once you actually get started, and the training is literally very simple. It's not difficult to learn to do. So it's not like if you purchase Sage 100, you're talking about 3 to 6 months on an implementation timeline. This is nothing like that. This is several days once you get started, and then of course we do it. We then work with you to make sure that everything's running the way you want it. Long timeline.
And then as far as the dashboards, you were saying that certain role-based views, CEOs can see one thing, it's all custom. Is there an ability to have access to dashboards cross organization, cross department? Can the CEO see the sales and marketing dashboards?
Absolutely, yeah. So, and you can actually assign the security levels. So say that supervisors get to see these reports, managers get to see these reports, directors get to see these reports, and the executive committee gets to see this group of reports. You can set the security up however you want it. And there are users and there are viewers for Sage Enterprise Intelligence. So let's say you have 5 user licenses, people that can create reports, but you have 25 viewer licenses. The people who have the viewer licenses can't change. Let's say I'll pick something else. Say I'm a salesperson, and there's a sales report that I can generate on all my customers. I can go edit that report as much as I want to, as I look at it, but I can't save it. So when I finish doing whatever I want to do with it, it's going to default back to normal. So you can allow me to do that sort of stuff without changing anything, or you could give them access as a user to whatever they want to create as well. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it looks like it. And then
okay.
Follow-up is just on the dashboards, are there custom out of the box dashboards, or are they all unique to each use case?
Would you repeat that question? You were dropping.
Just on the dashboards, are there dashboards that come out of the box, or is there unique use cases for certain dashboards? Is there stuff that's just like, these are basic dashboards that you'll get once you're up and running pretty much immediately, and then sky's the limit as far as how you want to customize from there?
No, I understand your question. So the second phrase of your question is correct. There are dashboards that come out automatically. They're pre-built. So, and it's not just that there are the department dashboard set. For example, you can pull up this sales usage report, and it's going to pull certain things into it. But very simple to change them as well. So yes, there's literally one of the icons that I pulled up sheets is dashboards. You open dashboards and you choose financials, accounting, you open up inventory, whatever it is, and there are dashboards that are defaulted there. And what it will do is it'll pull the information out of Sage. And then when you're doing the installation, the engineer will set it up to pull from wherever it is you want it to come from, whether you have a separate inventory management solution or whatever it is. Then it will access it from either your Sage ERP or wherever you have it linked up. So it'll automatically do that. But yes, you can, and the charts on the dashboards that I showed you, whether it's a bar chart or a pie chart or a circular chart or a map chart, there are probably, I'm out of my head, but there's probably 60 or 70 different versions of those things. So you can make the chart however you want it to look. I want a bar chart, but I want to show last year, this year's versus projected for next year's. I want 3 bars. for every product that we have, or I want it in a circular chart, like a wheel chart, a pie chart. So you can change all, and it's literally a click of, let me see what this one looks like. Let me see. Okay. Oh, I like that. Let me change the click, 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 and you're off to the races.
All right. Well, that's the last question. Thanks, Doug. Really appreciate you taking the time to present with us today. And thanks everyone for attending our webinar as well. I'll process the recording and make sure to send it out to you all within the next day or so. And
if you'll send me a copy of it, that'll be great. And again, Jesse, if you have customers who want to have a one-off meeting with you and I, to do that, answer as many vague or what you think are basic questions up to very detailed reporting on the solution. For everybody for all those things.
Absolutely. Just reach out to me, everyone. You've got my email address, and we'll put you in touch. So with that, thanks again, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week, and have a wonderful day. Thanks again.